Hi again and welcome to LSD News. So we're going to jump right in and start with our first article. It is called Donut Stealing Urinator, Solicited Cop Sex. So it's a 26-year-old woman who...
From Oklahoma.
From Oklahoma.
Her name is Chantal Isham.
And so she basically stole a donut out of a car. I guess someone left their window open, had a donut in there. She took the donut. Then she proceeded to pull down her pants and urinate in the parking lot.
She had to go. And trust me, you don't want to go to a convenience store bathroom. You prefer to just do it in the parking lot. You don't want to go to the convenience store. You don't want to get the key, pee outside.
I'm not buying it. I don't care how bad you have to go. You shouldn't have to go bad enough to want to go right in the middle of the parking lot.
You know, obviously from what the story's saying, you kind of get the idea that this is probably just a bum or a vagrant of the street.
Right.
So their whole world is a bathroom.
So anyway, she pees in the parking lot, and then I guess someone called the cops on her, and then the cops came and confronted her, and she offered to speak into the police officer's microphone for $80.
As far as I know, officers don't really carry a microphone.
No.
And the only microphone I can think of, when it says from the affidavit, is his penis.
Yeah, so she was basically soliciting sex to the officer for $80. Is she crazy? Like, she has something has to be mentally wrong with this woman.
I mean, $80 is a high price.
But I mean,
for soliciting an officer, you should be like, officer, this is for free. This is on the house or on the street, whatever you want to call it.
There should be no soliciting an officer to begin with. Leave the officers alone.
Some officers are dirty. You know, you give them a little something, grease the wheel, as they say.
I don't think so. So, I mean, peeing in the parking lot, this woman is off the rocker. It's stealing a donut. First of all, like, who steals a donut? Donuts are like 50 cents.
There's two theories. It's either a bum or someone on meth. When
Right.
you're on meth, you do crazy things. You know,
Yeah.
you've been up for days, you're hungry, you gotta pee, you can't go back home, you're lost. You kind of start thinking to yourself that certain things are okay to do.
And she was prosecuted, and they're holding her on a bail of $20,000 right now.
That's like 20,000 donuts right there.
Yeah.
Hey, so the second story deals with Bella Swan, well actually the actress, Kristen Stewart. She's doing another movie called, I think, Welcome Back to the Rileys. It's supposed to come out November 5th. And basically she plays a stripper named Mallory.
A runaway stripper, right?
Yeah. And it's set in New Orleans. And it also stars James Gandolfini, which I love The Sopranos, by the way. But basically, what we got from the story was she was offered to be a stripper.
Yeah, so they were doing research, right? The costume designer, Kristen, and the producer of the movie were doing research for this role. They went to a few different strip clubs in New Orleans, and I guess at one of them, she was actually offered a job at the strip club, which I think is crazy, because, I mean, she has nobody. I mean, if I'm a man and I want to go see a stripper, I want to go see a woman. I don't want to see a tomboy.
But, see, that's not my problem. My problem is, I mean, that's not my problem, because you got to also remember, her body type is the certain body type that's right for certain strip clubs. Like, you know, in Manhattan, NYC, you can't go down to Midtown, you know, with thickness on you. The only thing that can be thick on you is your boobs. That's it. Everything else has to be skinny and petite to a certain extent, except for your boobs. So I figure here in New Orleans, it's kind of like maybe the same way. And I could see why they would want her based on looks. But even then, there's a certain point where the looks ain't going to take you far enough. Because she is comes off so awkward. You ever seen her in interviews? You seen her on David Letterman, always awkward, always like, always so serious. I just don't see her dancing for me and telling me, oh, hey, daddy, do you like that? Does that work for you?
I guess he likes it.
It's not going to work for me.
But I do want to say that this is New Orleans. It's from the South. I think people from the South, you know, like, knowing like their food, they eat hefty food, like it's heavy stuff. I don't think they're too worried about how thin a woman is down there. I think it was just, you know, she has a pretty face. I think it was just, you know, she has a pretty face, and I wouldn't want to see her body. I don't think Southern guys.
We haven't
like
even
a
seen
skinny
her
girl.
body, really. I haven't seen her body.
I bet you can picture her body.
The only thing I see is her scrawl when she's walking down the street. In magazines, not really down the street, but in magazines, she's like, in interviews she does, and movie roles she takes. She's always, and I'm pretty sure, you know, she's not as sad as she comes off.
Hopefully.
And I think the whole idea of doing interviews for her are probably awkward. In that personal basis, that she's probably pretty comfortable. But then again, if this is the way she is in terms of work, you know, how are you going to be with strippers?
Yeah.
Hey guys, and the third story is basically man refuses to be meal for wannabe vampires. And basically this guy, he allowed himself to have his roommate suck his blood. Originally, 2 roommates, they were dating, boyfriend and girlfriend, and they sucked his blood. And they wanted to do it again, and he told them no. And they stabbed him.
Yeah.
They stabbed him.
They really went for the blood.
We can't get your blood from the neck. We're going to get your blood from any wound that we cut out of you.
Right.
And he wasn't too happy about that.
This story is bizarre overall. I don't know anyone who would say, yeah, sure, take my wrist, take my neck, suck my blood.
To be honest, I mean, it does kind of always lean towards wannabe vampires, but I'm not too sure if they actually wanted to drink his blood, or if it was type of like a ritual for like some satanic type of a religion.
Well, they said, I know in a statement he said, the man who got his blood sucked, said about the couple that they were into paganism and they were really into vampires. So, I mean, yeah, it could have been to suck or to do some kind of pagan ritual, I guess.
I mean, and maybe it's just like this is probably all the big rules to have a threesome with him in a way. I don't know, maybe, you know, the guy's like, I'm not gay, but, you know, he's kind of cute. Maybe this is a way that we can work something out. I can feel up on
don't
him,
think
suck.
so.
You suck this side, I'll suck this side, and we'll have some fun.
That would be the weirdest and most bizarre way to segue into a threesome I've ever heard of. Sucking blood. That's blood. I can see. Let's have game night. Give him a few shots. Get him a little wasted. You know, start tickling his butthole. I don't know. Not sucking his blood.
I seen Interview with the Vampire with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, and it's very homoerotic. The games they play, the vampire tries to get you. He's always like boy on boys. And to be honest, you know, if a guy's going like this, one person here and then the other dude over here, it's kind of homoerotic.
But we're not even sure that's how they were sucking his blood.
I mean, like, in the cliche way, it's right here in the neck.
Yeah, so I definitely don't think this was a way to get into threesome. I think they're just 2 crazy people who wanted human blood, which is so bizarre.
But interesting fact, the guy who got stabbed, he's actually a fan of ICP, Insane Clown Posse. And in his MySpace page, his three hobbies are, what is it? His 3 hobbies, his interests are knives, guns, and weed. So it's an interesting story here when the vampires want to suck your low-life ass.